The water lies still, but it is not calm. Its surface burns beneath the sun, a mirror of crimson and white stretching across a scorched basin of stone. Heat presses down from the sky, and the air shimmers as if the land itself is breathing. This is a lake that looks unfinished, as though the earth stopped halfway through its creation and never returned. Here, nothing behaves as it should. Lake Natron exists in defiance of expectation, cradled within the scars of ancient volcanic violence. The ground beneath it is fractured, dark, and brittle, born from fire and torn apart by tectonic forces that still whisper beneath the surface. Alkaline springs rise from deep underground, carrying dissolved minerals from the Earth's mantle, feeding the lake with water so caustic it rivals ammonia. The chemistry here is unforgiving. The pH climbs to levels lethal for most life, and the temperature often rises above human endurance. This is water that should not host life. This is a place that should be empty, and yet it is not. The lake's shallows glow with surreal reds and oranges, stained by microorganisms that thrive where others perish. These microscopic organisms flourish in salt and heat, painting the water in colors that feel almost artificial, as if the lake were lit from within. Along the edges, salt crystallizes into sharp, white formations, sculpted by evaporation and time. Every step across this terrain feels temporary, fragile, as though the ground could crumble back into liquid at any moment. The sun is relentless, rain is scarce, wind scours the surface clean. And still, life arrives. Each year, in defiance of reason, vast flocks of lesser flamingos descend upon these hostile waters. Their arrival feels unreal. Delicate, pale bodies standing ankle-deep in liquid death. They move slowly, carefully, as if aware that one wrong moment could cost them everything. For most creatures, contact with this lake would mean calcified skin, burned eyes, and death. But for flamingos, Lake Natron becomes a sanctuary. The very toxicity that kills predators protects them. The salt flats form natural barriers, isolating breeding grounds from threats that cannot cross the corrosive water. Here, flamingos raise their young in safety, surrounded by an environment so extreme that survival becomes selective. Chicks emerge into a world of heat and glare, learning immediately that life here is earned, not given. This is the paradox of Lake Natron, a place designed to destroy, preserving life instead, but the lake does not forgive mistakes. When birds misjudge the surface, when exhaustion overtakes instinct, the water claims them. Bodies fall still at the shoreline, their forms slowly altered by mineral-rich waves. Calcium deposits coat feathers and skin, freezing motion into permanence. Wings stretch mid-flight, necks curve as if still alive. Time hardens them into statues, silent reminders that this land does not bend to sympathy. These forms have fueled myths of petrification, of creatures turned to stone by some ancient curse. The truth is no less unsettling. Chemistry replaces magic. Nature, indifferent and exact, preserves what it destroys. Around the lake, the land rises into volcanic highlands shaped by eruptions that once tore the crust apart. Lava flows hardened into jagged rock, black and rust-colored, absorbing heat and radiating it back into the air. Fault lines snake across the landscape, reminders that the earth here is not finished moving. Beneath the surface, pressure builds, heat circulates, the ground remembers fire, the climate pushes everything to its limits. Days are blindingly bright, nights fall quickly, offering little relief. Water evaporates faster than it can settle. Dust storms sweep across the flats, erasing tracks, smoothing scars, resetting the land again and again. Nothing lasts unless it adapts, and adaptation is everything here. The organisms that survive Lake Natron are specialists. Algae evolve pigments to shield themselves from ultraviolet radiation. Insects endure salinity that would dissolve others. Flamingos filter food from water that would strip flesh from bone. Every living thing here walks a narrow line between persistence and collapse. This balance has existed for thousands of years, sustained by isolation and harshness. But even a place this extreme is not immune to change. Rivers that feed the lake arrive, weakened. Rainfall patterns shift. Human activity presses closer, altering flows that once moved freely. The system is delicate. The margins are thin, and when equilibrium breaks, there is no buffer. Only Lake Natron does not announce its importance loudly. It does not invite comfort. It does not ask to be loved. Its beauty is unsettling, its silence heavy, its danger constant. Yet it performs a role that cannot be replaced, sustaining a cycle of life dependent on its hostility. This is not a landscape shaped for admiration, it is shaped for survival. Standing at its edge, the scale of time becomes impossible to ignore. Volcanic rock remembers eruptions long before memory. Salt remembers evaporation from centuries past. The lake itself shifts and contracts, expanding and shrinking with seasons, yet never losing its character. It endures not by remaining stable, but by remaining extreme. Perhaps that is its lesson. Life does not always flourish in comfort. Sometimes it survives because conditions are unbearable. As the sun lowers, the water deepens in color, reds darkening toward blood orange, reflections breaking across ripples of heat. Flamingos gather in silhouettes, moving slowly, deliberately, as if part of a ritual older than language. The land cools, but it never softens. Lake Natron remains awake. And maybe that is why places like this matter. Not because they are beautiful in the way we expect, but because they reveal what life is capable of when there is no room for weakness. They remind us that the world still holds landscapes untouched by convenience, shaped only by physics, time, and refusal. If a lake this harsh can sustain life, perhaps there are places within our own world, and within ourselves, that survive not despite adversity, but because of it. And if this hidden edge of the earth stirred something in you, stay close. There are still landscapes like this, waiting quietly to be seen.